Hi, I want to welcome you back to our For You Faith and Healing Ministries channel, and I thank you in advance for watching the program. Today I'm going to bring you a teaching from the book of Psalms, Psalm 107. I'm going to begin in verse 18, and I'm using the Passion Translation. I love this translation. But I want to share with us two things that are going on that David wrote about. And he wrote about those that were sick, and he wrote about the economy. And so I'm calling this one today, We Were at Our Wits End. Have you ever said that? I'm at my wits' end. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, it's in the Bible. David said they were at their wits' end. So if that's us today, we need to know what he said to do. And what did God do? I'm going to begin where we see the person that's sick. There's verses before this, but I want to start right here in verse 18. Sick and feeble, unable to stand the sight of food, we drew near to the gates of death. Then we cried out, Lord, help us, rescue us. And he did. Verse 20, God spoke the words, be healed, and we were delivered from death's door. You see, in the New King James, it says, and he sent the word and healed them. This one says, God spoke the words, be healed, and we were healed, delivered from death's door. Either version, it was his word. He sent his word. He spoke the word, and we were healed. Verse 21, so lift your hands and give thanks to God for his marvelous kindness and for his miracles of mercy for those he loves. Bring your praise as an offering and your thanks as a sacrifice. As you sing your story of miracles with a joyful song. So when we received that healing, when we called out to God and we received our healing, we are to give him thanks. But we often forget that, don't we? Give him thanks. And then I want to talk about what David shared with us about the economy. And it begins in verse 23. Some of us set sail upon the sea to faraway ports, transporting our goods from ship to shore. We were witnesses of God's power out in the ocean deep. We saw breathtaking wonders upon the high seas. When God spoke, he stirred up a storm, lifting high the waves with hurricane winds. Ships were tossed by swelling sea, rising to the sky, then dropping down to the depths, reeling like drunkards, spinning like tops, every one at their wits' end. There it is. Everyone at their wits' end, until even sailors despaired of life, cringing in terror. Then we cried out, Lord, help us, rescue us. And he did. God stilled the storm, calmed the waves, and he rushed the hurricane winds to only a whisper. Now here's the neat thing about this. We just read two scenarios. One, when we were sick, we cried out for a healing, and God did it. He healed us. He sent the word and healed us. And then we see the economy, because see, the ships were carrying goods from shore to port. They were transporting the economy, the products, the business side of the world. And it hit a storm, a big storm. They were going up and down. Isn't our economy going up and down? And it said like a whirlwind. Isn't that our economy right now? When God hears his children cry out to him, we need to understand he will answer. He stills the storm of even the economy if we, his children, cry out to him. We cried out, David said, when we were at our wits' end. Sometimes I think we don't get to cry out to God, or we don't try to cry out to God until we are literally at our wits' end. I hate that. I wish that we would cry out to God at the slightest first anything, but we often wait until we're at our wits' end. But this nation, this world, we're at our wits' end right now. And so cry out to God if you've been affected by pain, health issues, whether it be the pandemic or if you had health issues and you're at your wits' end. Cry out to God right now. Let him touch you. He will send his word. Take the word of God in like a medicine. The word says that it is our medicine. We began feeding the Spirit. The Spirit will take care of the body. Feed the Spirit with the word. Take this word and put it in. How do you do that? You hear the word. I just read word. You read the word. You hear the word. You listen to it with faith. If I just read it to you like a fairy tale, you wouldn't be taking it in with faith. But if you believe God, this is the time to do it. If you believe God, read this word. Take it in like your medicine. We don't have trouble taking the medicine the doctor gives us. Jesus, our great physician, gave us all the medicine we need. Take it in. He will heal you. He sent his word and healed them. And if your finances have been affected because of the turmoil right now, what's going on, you begin to call out to God, rescue me, help me. And David said he brought them to a still area. He calmed that storm. But then look what David said we should do. In let's start in 30. We were so relieved, so glad as he guided us safely to harbor in a quiet haven. Now David says, so lift your hands and give thanks to God for his marvelous kindness and for his miracles of mercy for those he loves. Let's exalt him on high and lift our praises in public. This is so big, David says. You can't just say, oh, thank you, Lord. No, no, no. David said we were at our wits' end. We didn't know what to do. He said, this one, you give thanks to God in public. We don't do this quietly, folks. We as God's children need to be putting the word out. This is God that's taking us through this. It's not man. It is God that's going to pull us all the way through and bring us to that calm storm, whether it be because of our health or because of our finances, our economy. God and only God will take us through. And so he said, let's exalt him on high and lift up our praises in public. Let all the people and all the leaders of the nation know how great and wonderful is Yahweh, our God. Let all the people and all the nations know, and the people and the leaders of the nation know how great and wonderful Yahweh, our God, is. This is not something we're going to keep quiet, folks. If you have asked God for something, trust him. Take your medicine today in faith and then praise him in public. I hope you'll stay with me. Continue to hit share, like, and keep us in prayer as we keep writing short messages to share with you. God bless you.